All right, our next graph is of a coastal sea. Now, a coastal sea is like on the Washington coast, Oregon coast, or California coast, where the currents are coming and the currents are always hitting land and always bringing poop up to the top. Let's go through it. Here we go. How much algae is in the water on January 1st? Absolutely right. There's not much algae. And then what happens throughout January? Yep, you're right. The hours of sunlight are increasing by 2 minutes a day. This is such a boring graph. I mean, every single day is a little bit longer and a little bit longer. This is such a boring graph. It's just going to keep on going up. It's just going to keep on going up. Now, in the Puget Sound, it ran out of poop in May. Is the coastal sea going to run out of poop? You're right. It's not, because the currents are always hitting land and always bringing poop up to the top. So it's not going to run out of poop in May. It's just going to keep on going up and up and up until what's that magical day? Yes, June 21st. June 21st is the summer equinox. It's the longest day of the year. And then what happens after June 21st is now the days get shorter by 2 minutes a day. So then the graph is going to start going down, 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 just like that. Oh, class, what we'd have to do is explain number one, why is there so little algae here? You guessed it, not much sunlight. Number two, why is it going up here? Hours of daylight are increasing by 2 minutes. Number three, when does it go down and why does it go down? June 21st, because that's the longest day of the year. And then every one after that is going to be shorter. All right, pause the video. And now we're going to make this graph right here of a polar sea. Now, a polar sea is like up in Alaska. Think about Alaska. How much algae is in Alaska January 1st? Yeah, a smidgen. I mean, barely a smidgen. January 1st, they got like 1.5 hours of sunlight. What about by the end of February? I don't know if you're familiar with Alaska, but by the end of February, they got like 4 hours of sunlight. So because they got 4 hours of sunlight, just a smidgen more of algae. Now, in February, it's going to start off with 4 hours of sunlight. But by the end of February, it's going to be like 7 hours of sunlight. So that means it's going to go up. Now, you're right, the Earth is going to be pointing. And now the hours of sunlight that they get in March, it starts off at 7 hours. But by the end of March, there's going to be like 13 hours of sunlight. The algae just shoots. In April, it starts off with 13 hours of sunlight. It ends with 21 hours of sunlight. Oh my, like you can't even graph how much algae. It's like off the charts. Man, in June and July, now they're getting like 23 hours of sunlight. Does it run out of poop? No. It got so cold in the winter. There was so much winter upwelling. There's like so much marine nutrients in the water that it won't run out of poop. So when is the graph going to come down? You're right. The graph is going to come down in like September. In September, now all of a sudden the hours of sunlight are going away. And October and November and December, it's going to go down. Well, we'd have to know why it's so low right here. We'd have to know, like, why does it go off the charts and it doesn't crash? I mean, they're getting like 23 hours of sunlight and there's so much marine poop. It's not going to run out. But then we want another layer. I heard whales go up to Alaska. When do the whales go up to Alaska? Yes, the whales are going to show up in Alaska like right here in April. This is when the whales are going to come. That's when the algae is going to be out there. When's the whale going to leave? Right, whales are going to leave like right here in September. There's not going to be enough food for them, so they got to go somewhere else. Now in May, we're going to talk about like the gray whales. And the gray whales, they do one of the longest migrations of any mammal. They go up to Alaska, and then when they leave, they go all the way down to Baja, Mexico. And down in Baja, Mexico, they just sit in a nice warm water. They have a little winter vacation. So then we talked about, where are the gray whales now? I mean, it's February 8th. Where are the gray whales now? They want to be in Alaska in April. I mean, we're right here. So where are the gray whales? Yeah, they've left Baja and now they're swimming up. Right now, they're like in California. And then they're going to be in Oregon. And then they're going to be in Washington around the end of February, beginning of March. And then they're going to be up in Canada. And then they're going to be up in Alaska in April. So we're going to see the gray whales in February and March. And then we're not going to see the gray whales again until like late September or October. All right. Makes sense to me. All right. Our last graph that we talked about was a warm sea. Now, a warm sea, as it implies, it is always warm. Winter upwelling never happens. There's no land mass where coastal upwelling can happen. It's not at the equator where the Coriolis effect can happen. So how much algae is there? Yeah. Sunlight plus poop equal algae. Well, you got a whole lot of sun, but you got no poop. And because you got no poop, you got like no algae. I mean, you don't even have to put the months of the year. It's just, that would suck. Do you want to go fishing in this spot? No. If there's no algae, there's not going to be much of a food chain. That means there's not going to be many fish. All right, patterns of primary production. That title turned you off. Then we did graphs. That turned you off. But hopefully you understand the complexity of it and how it fits into marine biology. Up on Classroom, there's a homework assignment for you. We got a test early next week. For green days, it's going to be on Monday. For gold days, it's going to be on Tuesday. Keep checking Classroom. I'll post an objective sheet up there either today or I'll do that tomorrow. I hope you're feeling better.